Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more Naval Action Open World. So, we've jumped into a match with some AI on our side and some AI on the enemy side. It's just an AI battle, but it's got some larger ships in it, and it might be a little more interesting than some of the plain stuff we've been dealing with. It's quite nice. I haven't had an opportunity to verse a lot of ships like this before. So we're going to link up with our AI and just watch ourselves. The AI have a bit of a tendency to run into things, including their own team. Yeesh. So we're taking the surprise out. We don't have enough crew to man it properly, but that's never stopped us before. Only one or two more battles, I imagine, and we should actually rank up, and that'll give us all the crew we need. In fact, if things go well, this battle might very well give us that crew boost. But as always, it's not about the size of the ship that counts, it's how you use it. And one thing we really need to learn is how to use these larger ships in open world. That's not the way. Oh dear. I got mixed up. I thought our lower deck was loaded and our top one was empty. It's quite nice though to actually play with AI on our side for a change, because they're going to take a fair whack of damage. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're going to be hit as well. That is to be expected. But it does mean that we can actually do some damage and hang around a little longer than we probably otherwise would. I mean, if it was just us versus this group of ships, I'd be running for the hills right about now. Excuse me, I seem to have forgotten to turn off Steam notifications. And that's great. I mean, I love the smoke effects in this game. The fact that we can't even see what's going on because we've headed into a massive smoke from all the ships firing is pretty spectacular. Though I wish they wouldn't shoot at me so much. Alrighty, so our Trincomaly's finally going to get in here, and that should ruin the day for these enemy surprises. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely devastating. Alright. Yes. Couldn't hope for more than that, really. So we've just hopped onto the server after the downtime. Seem to have a fairly good handle on when they bring the servers down now, so we don't miss too much. And you guys don't get interrupted by nasty messages saying the servers are coming down. This is just a mess. Fantastic mess. And this poor, what is that, a brig? Yeah, it is a brig. Good. Poor brig stuck in the middle of us. Not that it hurt them too much. I suppose I should probably lend some shots to that surprise there. We're a little bit short, however. The fickle fate of the waves did not tilt us up at any point during that. Look at that surprise. Oh, could they? I would love it if their Navy Brig sank them like that. That would be phenomenal. No, I don't think that's possible, but it would be great if it was. Oh no, Cerberus, don't do that. Ugh. Doesn't need to hit me like that. That surprise is looking the worse for wear, that's for sure. Don't think we've even hit it with the shot yet. Looks like we did not wait long enough for the shots to settle. Right, better plug these holes up. Excuse me, just adjusting a few things on my desk quickly. Oh boy. We're in a bad way. I thought the AI was meant to be looking out for us. Clearly not enough. They can't really help us also when we reverse straight into a brig. Few more seconds. Far too many shots going off course there. Alright, gonna have to pop a repair at this point. One of our hull repairs. And probably pop a sail repair as well so we can get some decent speed. Right, I'd really like our allied ships to come and give us a bit of a hand here. Feels like we're fighting 3 versus 1. Can't trust that pesky AI though. Shakes fist at the AI. Whew. Very happy those shots are falling short. They would be unpleasant to say the least. So the lack of crew isn't really ruining this fight. We're a little bit slower on the turn than I would like. You can't really help that. I guess the other thing we need to really watch out for now is that we don't get caught on fire. We do have fire buckets, a module, I think. I usually don't worry about equipping grey modules, because the percentage they give is so small, unless I've got no green models whatsoever. Modules. Something to be aware of as well. I mean, it's good, you know, if you've I'll start that thought again. If you don't have the module you want, of course, it's fine, just put whatever on. But if you've got the choice between a green module and a lesser module or a grey module, which I guess is the only lesser type. This, as far as I know. Then of course, go for your life. Put the better modules on. And do be aware of the negatives as well. A lot of modules have negative modifiers. So the barricades will give you a plus to defense in boarding, but they'll give you a negative to your reload time. So make the reload time take longer. That was a lovely exchange of fire. Absolutely devastating for both parties. We're going to come round and we're actually going to get a second full broadside off before they're reloaded, hopefully. Though it would not surprise me at all if the AI had the ability to be setting their crew to all tasks at once. I was like, who's shooting me there? Must have been the Brig. Yes, judging by that smoke, definitely the Brig. Our Navy Brig's still going. Quite impressive, really. They have certainly taken a pounding. That was really tough, and also a great example of smoke being, used tactically. We really could not see our target through that smoke. I'm going to hold off as long as I can before using this repair. Because if we get sunk in this, it'd be slightly embarrassing. Another brand new surprise after all. Losing it to a player is annoying, but losing it to AI is just embarrassing. Especially when, we could just run away if we needed to. The AI do not... Did you just shoot me? No, good. Okay, it was the enemy Brig over there. It's about to become very indignant. Well, this surprise certainly looks like it's in its death throes, which is good. I'm going to pop that repair now because we're taking on a little bit more water than I would like. And I don't think we're going to take a devastating broadside for the remainder of the match. Outer and Comley should be able to handle their Cerberus. As long as our Navy Brig doesn't shoot us. And this surprise, while annoying, is not a huge threat. It's not enough to be able to sink us. I say that. A lot can happen in a few minutes. And, of course, here we really see the impact of not having enough crew coming into play. We just can't get this turn off. Alright, that better spell the end for them or I am not going to be overly impressed. See if we can get ourselves turned around quickly here. Should really switch these up to double shot. In a match like this, we're not really making use of the chain. So we're probably going to cop a hit that we don't want to take here. Yeah, no, we got lucky, didn't actually take that much damage. Now we can pursue the Brig to our heart's content. I want nothing to do with the Cerberus. It's still looking very healthy. And only 13 guns, really? Okay, I thought the Cerberus actually had more? Yeah, I thought the Cerberus had like 16 guns for some reason. But only 2 more than the Snow. We should have really probably been trying to pursue that. Capture it, back when we were trying to capture a frigate rather than purchasing one. Purchasing is decidedly easier, however. Half a dozen ships, you've made enough money to buy a surprise quite easily. They're even, like, the most expensive I've seen, I think, was 50,000. And that's 5 privateers. I mean, that sounds like a lot, but it's like 5 privateers, or 5 navy brigs, or 6 or 7 kind of trader snows, or brigs for that matter. I think you could get, like, trader brigs are 5,000 each or something, or slightly more than that, so it's not a huge investment of time if you set yourself up to, you know, capture, say, trader ships, trader brigs in particular, which don't have guns and have only 60 crew. If you take a really quick ship like a Lynx or a privateer, extra hammocks, give it a couple of blasts of grape, you can get that done in no time at all. Trincomalee is getting more expensive. They're getting up in the 90s. 70s, I think I've seen, the cheapest I've seen is 75. The most expensive I've seen is 90,000. But that was for, I want to say, a purple. No, I don't think ships go up to purple. It must have been a blue. Well, I'm sure ships may go up to purple, but I have not seen any. With the modules going up to gold, so module tiers go grey, green, blue, purple, gold. Not sure if there's one in between or not, but in any case, I imagine ships would do a similar thing with their tier structure. Because the tier of a ship seems to be purely dependent on what modules are naturally on the ship, and I think ships have 3 modules. At least all the ships that I've seen have had 3 modules. One of the advantages about inaccurate fire is that it does swing vertically and horizontally quite wildly, which means if you're very close, it's probably better to fire inaccurately if you're not going to score many hits. If all your shots are going to go over them, may as well just let loose a reasonable volley. and hope for a few odd shots. Potentially something that may be looked at in the future in terms of patching and damage model updates and such. Anyway, look at those hits. Oh, geez, we got devastated. Worse on our port side, of course. Trying to work our way a little bit upwind. Surprised that shot there that you can see next to our rudder didn't do anything. Or it may have actually. We'll be able to see at the end of the match, damage percentiles do come up. Due to that, I'm actually going to pop a repair on there just in case. That should resolve most of our problems. Why can't the AI be like... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. The AI are often like this with us. They don't hit us very often at all, by comparison to players. And here, these guys either have just been circling each other for a good, probably 5 minutes at least. Really? That brig hasn't sunk yet. Well, in any case, I'll probably pop this Cerberus fairly quickly. Come on, Trincomalee, fire back. Or are you just going to turn into me? Of course you're going to turn into me. Okay, I think I see the problem. I guess the Cerberus has a better turning arc. At least with the, Thank you, AI, for not hitting me. I should not have been there, of course, but I'm not too worried about the AI. Still, you should usually practice good habits. Anyway, I guess that naturally the Cerberus may have a better turning arc than the Trincomalee. And so the AI isn't actually able to get in line with the Cerberus when they're circling each other like that, is my guess, because the Trincomalee's been beaten up quite a bit, whereas the Cerberus was hardly touched until we showed up. And broke their cycle of infinite turning. The other thing AI do is lock onto targets. It's kind of amusing. Like, I think they should have been able to broadside us there, and they just ignored us completely because they're trying to hit the Trincomalee. All things that they're working on, I'm sure. It has been great, though, to see the implementation of the new AI. At least, yeah, the few times that I versed AI in sea trials, it was rudimentary. It did its job, but not particularly well. And while this AI isn't imaginative, it's fairly efficient. And of course, it has the ability to pull off, magical turns and go against the wind perfectly every time, of course, and so on and so forth. Doesn't have to rely on, or isn't messed up by human error. Which is, needless to say, a great benefit. Ah, there we go. Now, that's a blast from the Trincomalee. Captain Office. Good to see Another player roaming around. I think when I actually hopped on the server, there were only 3 people. So I imagine the server's population has picked up again. Will be good. When we get out, we'll see how many players there are, see if we can get up to some mischief. Yep, no, we're not going to be able to cut in front of them. There they go. Alright. Hooray! We win. Not entirely unexpected, of course. Anyway, we'll jump out of this battle. And we'll see what's going on. Also have a look at what we got for that. Hoping at least a oh, 400 XP. That's great. Ooh, is that a green muskets and pistols? Excellent. So if we want to do boarding, well, we just got grey boarding parties, which we already have. We're probably not going to use that, so we'll just destroy that. But we did get a green extra muskets, and I might be using a green extra hammocks. Anyway, they'll all be good for boarding. Alright, so 6,000 gold, which is reasonable, and 407 XP. So if you're looking for a way to farm, look to see if you can pull a AI fleet of your side and an AI fleet of the enemy side together. Sit back and as long as you get the hits, it should be fine. Alright, now that should bring us... Yes, Master and Commander. Superb. We'll pop into Bassatray. Excuse my horrible pronunciation, as usual. And get ourselves fixed up, because we haven't found any repair kits recently. There's been a real dearth of them. Just none showing up. 20,000 left. It's not great. But now that we can man this surprise fully, it should get us rolling. Get the ball rolling on some larger ships. I hate shallows. I hate shallows so much. Of course, can't get into St. John's at the moment, which is amusing to say the least. That's where I made the mistake of sending a lot of my ships that I captured fairly recently, and so I had to switch out and go into the port and come out. Serves me right, really. Alright, excellent. 240 crew, so we can fill this up just fine. Yeah, there we go, Trincomalee, 90,000. And, yeah, so we're a little ways off that. What have we got? Yeah, fireproof coating, reinforced rudder, improved magazine, because out of everything that we'll actually use, it's the best. Yeah, reasonable stuff. Might have a look at their cannons, actually, see what's available. Can we use that? 12 pounders, we can. We probably want to get those. Can we use... We can use medium 9 at the front, which should be good. Alright, so we're going to purchase these 5,000. It's not too bad. Provided, of course, we don't get sunk with them. They'll be usable for some time into the future. Longs on the back. Not much to say about that, really. 9s on the front, that's excellent. Especially if we use them for double shot. And, yeah, mediums, of course, because they're really the only ones that are going to fit that class. But the 12-pounders will up our damage, make us a little more threatening. But we have a fully kitted out surprise now, so that's great. And now we're going to go hunting. And I'll probably cut the episode here. So as usual, it's been Death Stimulator. Thanks very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know. And please consider liking, commenting, favouring or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I will see you all next time.